we all have to start somewhere. And when you first learn knit or crochet, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to complete your next make. But since you're here, stick around and learn some of my mistakes. Hey everyone, welcome back to She Tried It. Today I'm sharing with you 10 things I wish I knew before I started crocheting and knitting. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, these tips are sure to come in handy, so let's dive right in. There's debate on this everywhere you look, but take it from me, swatches are important for clothing. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. Taking the time to crochet or knit a swatch before starting a project can save you a lot of frustration down the line. It helps you ensure that your gauge matches the pattern's gauge, resulting in a better fitting finished piece. If you're making a blanket or a dishcloth, feel free to ignore the swatch. But if you're making any form of clothing, best believe that your gauge swatch better be right. Even in knowing this, have I skipped gauge swatching? Of course. But when that make doesn't come out as planned, I can't say I didn't know better. Number 2, weave in your ends. Take the time to weave in your ends properly. I used to rush through this step, but I quickly realized properly weaving in ends can make or break the look of your project. No one likes loose ends peeking out, right? Well, actually it's pretty cool and trendy to leave loose ends in some cases, because this actually looks really cool. But if you want your make to look as polished as possible, take the time to weave in your ends, or at the very least, glue them away using fabric glue. Number 3, learn to read crochet and knit patterns and charts. Can you get away with never learning this and still make gorgeous pieces? Absolutely. People do it every day. There are actual runway designers that have no clue how to read patterns or charts. But trust me, it opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Once you understand how to decipher crochet and knit patterns and charts, you'll be able to tackle more complex projects with confidence. The first crochet pattern I ever read was the Really Caught My Eye Ruana by Knot Yourself Out. The first knit pattern I ever read was the Basic Crop Summer Top by North Mountain Knit. And the first crochet chart I ever read was the Willow Lace Vest by Tulip Wands. I highly recommend all of these because they worked great for me. Each of these makes is so sentimental to me in my fiber journey because it taught me so much and gave me so much confidence to eventually begin writing my own patterns, such as the one I'm wearing today. Number 4, purchase the pattern and credit the designer. It's so important to respect the hard work and creativity of pattern designers. Always purchase the pattern if it's not free, and be sure to credit the designer when sharing your finished project on social media. No shade to anyone, but there's a trend here on YouTube where people get tons of eyes on a video by titling it 100 crochet items you need to make. All you get is a 2-second picture with no clue who made or designed this gorgeous pattern. Most designers indicate that credit needs to be given if their images are used, and I understand that most people doing this are unaware of this etiquette, but if you ever make or promote a pattern, please, please, please credit the designer. I promise you, they will appreciate it. Number 5, don't be afraid to modify the pattern. Knit and crochet is all about creativity and self-expression. If you have ideas for tweaks or improvements to a pattern, go for it. Remember to document your changes so you can replicate them later, or you can tell somebody else what you did. I'm no stranger to modifying the pattern, and I do it very often. As a matter of fact, you can check out my recent videos on modifications where I share some of my favorite ways to modify any knit or crochet patterns. Just remember, if you modify a pattern, it doesn't magically make you the designer. Number 6, learn foundation crochet stitch and long tail cast on. These basic, versatile stitches are a game changer for beginners. It creates a sturdy and flexible foundation for your crochet and knit projects, and is perfect for starting everything from blankets to garments. Neither is as hard as it seems, but both are extremely helpful in evaluating your makes. If you want me to make a quick YouTube tutorial on both of these things, leave me a comment below. Number 7, design it yourself. Don't be afraid to let your creativity shine. If you have an idea for a crochet or knit project that you can't find a pattern for, why not design it yourself? There are plenty of resources available to help bring your vision to life. And remember that just because you design a pattern doesn't mean you need to release a pattern for it. I mean, writing a pattern is a fabulous way to make a passive income, and I do share that in this video that I'll link above, but know that you can design something just for you. Number 8, challenge yourself because it might not be as hard as you think. It's easy to get stuck in a rut with familiar stitches and techniques, but don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. You might be surprised at what you can accomplish. While it may not seem like it, I really have challenged myself in knitting and continue to do so. What I found from my experience is if a pattern has anything more than knits or purls or increases and decreases, I'm just not interested in advanced knitting, and that's okay. Number 9, even if you fail, I promise you you learn something. In that same vein of challenging myself, remember, every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow as a crocheter or a knitter. Embrace the learning process and don't be too hard on yourself if things don't go perfectly the first time or even the sixth time. There's more than one pattern in my queue that I've tried making numerous times and just can't get. And that doesn't say anything about me as a crafter or the designer as a designer. Number 10, it's okay to mix knit and crochet. Yep, you heard me right. Knitting and crocheting can complement each other beautifully in the same project. So don't hesitate to combine these two techniques to create something truly unique. Again, refer to my modifications video to see what projects I've used this technique on. Those are my top 10 tips for beginner knitters and crocheters. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have any additional tips to share, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more crochet and knit content, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!